guess it's just us that's doing this shit today, huh?
Guess so.
I guess so. That's fine. That's fine.
It's cool.
I guess since niggas is silent, we're just gonna start this podcast off.
1, 2, 3. It's the magic number.
This nigga, bro. This nigga's crazy.
No one no less.
Yo, hold up. Come on, man. Y'all niggas talk, man, while I get ready to do these fucking intros. So y'all niggas.
I thought you was
love
getting
talking
ready
over my intro.
I thought you was getting ready to scream.
Nah, I'm letting y'all niggas
out.
talk, bro, because y'all niggas love talking over my motherfucking intro, bro. Go ahead, talk, chat it up.
Go ahead.
Get shit ready.
Get
I ain't
your
got shit to say.
Get your intro.
I ain't got shit to say.
Your camera hella pixelated,
bro. It's life, bro. I need to get a new camera. I need to get a new computer. That's what it is. better.
Here it comes.
What the fuck is going on, people? It's your boy Macky OMO. I'm here. Psych now. What the fuck you thought this was? What the fuck is going on? Y'all heard that drop? What the fuck is going on, people? It's your boy Macky OMO. I'm here with my good brothers. We got Johnny B, the razor sharp assassin with the clipper Bonano, and we got Platinum Shawny, aka that nigga right there. And we are the Paradise Podcast. What the fuck is going on? Good evening.
It doesn't matter how many times I hear that, my ears will never be used to it. Never be used to that word. Yeah, never getting used to that.
Never.
Never gonna get used to that.
It should never. But what's going on, people? Sorry, I'm like 3 times distracted over here trying to get my setup right because this shit just started acting funky. But what's going on, people? So, mad shit happened this weekend. A lot of shit, but I guess we're just gonna keep this shit one way and one way only. Since I think we're the only ones that have seen Spiderman. Let's just oh wait, hold on. I'm jumping straight to the topic. We didn't even do what we're supposed to do in the beginning every time.
We didn't talk about what we've been playing, what we've been watching.
I mean, we could just.
We didn't do the One Piece review. We didn't do nothing.
Yeah, we got to get through all that
skip
stuff
it and
first.
We could skip it and go straight to Spider-Man. It could be.
We can skip. He's foaming at the mouth.
I feel like it's discussion.
Bro, we cannot skip. It's tradition, bro. It's tradition. So, but what we can do is we can get through it really fast.
Yeah, we don't have to.
We'll just save John's One Piece thing for towards the end.
You want to do it like that? You want to save it?
Yeah, we'll save it closer towards it after we finish because I feel like we really just want to talk about Spider-Man today, so it's fine. But
Shawny's gonna send me a virus if we don't start talking about
bro. So
about Spider-Man soon.
So I'm gonna go first. I've watched like a lot of shit actually recently. Of course, the Spider-Man movie. I've watched One Piece. I started watching Daredevil. I saw episode 1, really good. I started watching JoJo Bizzarre Adventure again.
Really?
It's all right. It's not bad. It's just the art style that's really killing me. But the story is like it's anime. So, and Eden Zero, another one I've started watching. And that's about it as far as watching what I'm playing. I've been playing a lot of the Miles Morales Spider-Man. Just like finishing stuff that I haven't finished. Played a little bit of Mario Party Superstars. Just bought that this weekend. Played it a little bit. And I've been playing UFC 4. And that's it for me. Who's next? John? Oh, or Crispin? Shawny?
Damn.
If Shawny wants to go.
My bad, bro. Shawny.
You so like a forgetful mom. Just named everybody except the right person. This weekend I watched Baruto. I didn't watch Demon Slayer this week. So I started the Faraway Paliden because I have a backlog of anime from this season that a lot of people have been talking about. So started Paliden. And then, yeah, obviously saw Spider-Man. That was it. And then as far as video games go, I've just been playing Halo still. That's all I got.
Yeah.
Damn. I actually haven't gotten a chance to touch Halo, and I'm upset at myself because I've been dying to jump in the campaign. But what's keeping me from that is Guardians of the Galaxy. 'Cause I'm almost done with Guardians, so I'm just trying to finish that one out. And I got through a part that was pretty difficult, so I've been playing that. That's really all I've been playing. I picked up playing Pokemon Go again because everybody that I know is just playing again. So it's just fun to play when you have other people to play with. So I'm playing Pokemon Go and Guardians of the Galaxy. And then I'm only watching One Piece at the moment. And obviously saw the Spider-Man movie recently.
All right. Thank
That's
you
it.
for being punctual. I guess, there's not much else to talk about at that part. Let's just
Nope.
get right into it.
Let's just dive into it.
Hold on. Just give me 2 seconds. Y'all just talk real quick while y'all diving into this.
Is it thumbs up or thumbs down, Shawny? Don't give me no numbers, no nothing. Thumbs up or thumbs down?
It's thumbs up. It's just
Thumbs up.
intricacies that need to
Of
be
course,
discussed because
of
people making comparisons and whatnot, and
the
was
comparisons are gonna be there, and I'm well versed enough in Spider-Man to be able to hopefully explain my gripes and likes that I had with the movie. But yeah, so Mac just put the spoiler alert down at the bottom of the screen, which is awesome. I love that we can do stuff like that now. So yeah, this is officially everyone's spoiler alert. So we don't do non-spoilery type of reviews. That's like super scripted stuff that you guys are gonna get. We're just gonna do straight up spoiler talk where we're gonna debate and share our thoughts and opinions about the films and things that we watch. And this is your spoiler alert for Spider-Man No Way Home. If you have not seen Spider-Man No Way Home, this is not the video for you today. This episode of the podcast must be revisited after you've watched the movie and you want to know what we thought about said Spider-Man movie. So, with that being said and done, Mac, what's going on?
Yeah, so no. Sorry. I didn't mean to do that.
We was in the clouds. I'm in Skype here too.
Yeah. Shut
So
up.
that's what's good.
Yo, so like Johnny B said, we just gonna get right into it. We're not gonna waste no more motherfucking time. Spider-Man. What did you think? John, I want John to go first because I feel like John always has some long-winded explanation on why he hated or liked something. So let's get that
fire
out of
me
the
from
way.
the podcast. If you don't want me to pod,
Damn, he
fire
said,
me.
shut up.
Bro, the
fire
other
me
day,
and
first
I'll
of all,
get
stop
outta
it.
here, bro.
The
It'd
other
be
day,
that-
I
it'd be
told
that
you,
easy, bro.
I gave you a compliment in the group chat. I said, John, I love editing your videos. I don't know why, but it's just so much fun. So don't do that, bro, because you like to do that. You come on here and be like, yo, this nigga Ugo hates me so much. But when I compliment him, this nigga John will be like, oh, thanks.
Because it'd be like one compliment just salted over an entire insult steak. It's like I've insulted this steak to well done.
Look,
and I'm sprinkling
listen,
a compliment
people,
over it for you.
If you do not know
I can't even
John,
eat the steak
John
juice. I can't eat the steak.
John is basically an only child. Yes, he has a sister, but he is basically an only child. So he does not know what it's like, what it is like to have brothers. Like he doesn't know how brothers treat each other. And this is how they treat each other. This is how I treat Chinadu and Chi-Chi. Like this is how I treat them, bro. So with that being said, let's move back to Spider-Man. Give me your a thesis statement on what went wrong.
That's a good way to start it.
Cool. So I guess the main question I asked myself about this movie is because I like the movie. I did like the movie. But my main question is, do we, as the people that like the film, do we like the movie because this is a good movie? Or do we like the movie because they pulled off nostalgia very well? Nostalgia is usually always great to sell anything. Doesn't matter what the fuck it is. Nostalgia sells. People love going back to fond member berries. They want to remember the
Shut
things.
the fuck up! I hate this nigga so much. Oh
So,
my god, bro.
so not that I
This
did not
nigga
enjoy
said
the film. I
remember
enjoy
berries.
member berries. If you watch South Park, you get the reference.
I
So,
I was watching that shit this weekend too, but I should put that on my list.
so
Oh my god.
you know, I personally enjoyed all the callbacks to the previous Spider-Man films, and I think that they did them very well. They could have done all of those callbacks terribly. They could have been messed up opportunity, very missed opportunities, but they didn't miss those opportunities. They knew which villains to kind of focus on, and they knew when during the movie was the appropriate time to introduce the other two Spider-Man characters. Now, certain things obviously just happen because the plot needs to progress. Things like Ned discovering that all the rumors in his family about possibly having magical powers were true. And that's the MacGuffin that we get to bring the other two Spider-Man into the fray. I liked it. I think it works from a story perspective, especially because of the nice foreshadowing at the beginning of the film that you think is just a joke. It was done well. I'm not a huge fan of John Watts's interpretation of Spider-Man. I enjoyed Homecoming, and I hated Far From Home. Just didn't like that particular film. So this one, No Way Home, blows those other two films out of the water. I think from a narrative perspective, it's better written. I think there are clear goals and motives. I think the characters have clear direction. I think the interactions are great. Zendaya and Tom Holland fucking each other, and Zendaya and Tom Holland fucking each other in real life has done wonders for their character chemistry in this film, because you can really see the emotional kind of chemistry that they have between each other in the moments where like when you look into someone else's eyes on camera, you could tell when somebody's acting or if somebody's genuinely looking fondly at somebody, and you can see that in those moments between the two of them. So I just loved their chemistry on camera. That was really awesome to me. But yeah, overall the movie is great and the character arc is great, and I like the idea that they decided to turn this into Tom Holland's full origin story. This is his full character arc. This is how his version of Spider-Man becomes Spider-Man. I feel like we've been watching Spider-Boy become Spider-Teen, and now Spider-Teen has the permission to be Spider-Man. It's been a frustrating journey
for you.
Me. For me, because we open up and this version of Spider-Man is already getting a one-up from Tony Stark. He's got the Stark suit.
I have to cut
what I'm
you
saying?
off there. I'm sorry, I have to cut you off because I feel like the thing that you be forgetting by these three movies are they're literally weeks apart. All these movies are weeks apart, so they technically all happen within the same year, essentially.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff that happened to him in a short amount of time. And you're right. You always point out the timeline to me, and that does put things into perspective.
Especially with this movie that just came out.
My opinion, it started right where the other one ended.
Yes. So it puts... Let me let you finish.
No. You.
No. I want you to finish your soliloquy.
Oh my God.
I mean...
You're right when you discuss where everything happens on the timeline. And I understand that is the reason why his character doesn't change all that much in between the films. My issue is that when you write a story and you give a character some kind of character arc or character development, that character shouldn't necessarily be redeveloping the same thing over and over again. It's like the same way I feel when Vegeta keeps admitting to himself that Goku's stronger than him.
But come on, so we know the story of Peter Parker. Peter Parker doesn't really become Spider-Man until he has that what do you call it? That
that motivator
that
from
Uncle
that
that
tragic
Uncle Ben.
death in his
Yes,
family.
that
Tragic
Uncle
loss.
Ben talk
Yeah.
right before he
Tragic loss,
died.
yeah.
Your what is he? What is it again? I don't even
With
remember
great
that shit.
power.
With
comes
great power comes
responsibility.
thank you, Shawny. With great power comes great responsibility. He does not become Spider-Man until he hears that. I don't give a fuck how much money Tony Stark has. He's not Spider-Man until someone in his life says that to them as they're dying or as they're going through a traumatic thing. That's the only way.
And that is a trope, so I understand why you would say that, and I get that. And for this movie, it works because that was the route they decided to go. What I'm saying is that before watching this film, when you see the first two films and how they set up Tom Holland's Spider-Man, it's disappointing because a lot of what you think is going to be this character's story has already been established off screen. We didn't see his origin. We didn't see him get bit by the spider. We didn't see him discover his powers. And I'm not saying that we
But
needed to see it a third time.
that's what I'm
not
saying, bro,
saying
because
that.
we've seen it. We know what happens.
I understand that. They choose to skip that part, and then they choose to skip what would have been the bulk of Spider-Man's life as Spider-Man before he actually gets the Iron Spider suit. So, like in this version of Spider-Man, just because they want to like move it along faster, he goes from swinging around in a red hoodie to a Stark tech suit, and then
Well,
gets an
that's not
upgrade
because
to
we
the
wanted
Iron
to see
Spider
him
suit.
grow up. That's not because we wanted to
I
see him grow up fast.
I
It's
know
because
why they did it.
he was in Civil War.
Yes, I know why it happened. I understand what the MCU did with his character and what purpose he served. I get it. I'm just saying that it was those details that made me dislike this telling of Spider-Man because I felt like we were missing a lot. I felt like the first film is Spider-Man in Washington, D.C., and then the rest of the film is him in the suburbs, right? Which is not New York City. It's not
He's never.
Spider-Man in New York
Yeah,
City, right?
I feel
And
you.
then the second film, he's in Europe,
Mhm.
different countries in Europe, and then they end in London, but he's in Europe. So, and that's not, it's city, but it's not New York City. It's not like Spider-Man's story, essentially. Every setting for a Spider-Man story is always in New York. He's a kid from Queens, and we don't see too much of New York. Now I understand why they chose to make it where this character gets a fresh start at the end of the film. Everybody forgets who Peter Parker is, and he's
And
able
he's
to,
Spider-Man.
and that he's Spider-Man, and he's able to just be Spider-Man and only Spider-Man. When he makes the decision to just let that be his life, that was his character arc. That was his moment to mature. That was him putting his personal wants on the back burner and deciding not to live the two lives, right? So we get that theme where Doctor Strange says you can't live both lives and think that it's going to work that way. You can only do one successfully.
Yeah,
So you
it's
have to
either
be which
everybody
person.
knows or
Yeah.
everybody doesn't.
Yeah. So and he made his decision at the end of the film, which I thought was very character brand. It was on brand for Peter Parker. And I felt like they adapted those
Peter
comic book
Parker, man,
stories well.
that nigga is always suffering.
Always, that's his thing. He has
He loves
to
to suffer.
suffer.
He loves
And
suffering.
and that was cool. So I liked how they ended this trilogy. The ending is good. This movie is good. The nostalgia is good. The story works.
1 out of 10.
William Dafoe is an animal.
William Dafoe is an animal.
William
He acted
Dafoe.
his
William
fucking
Dafoe
ass
is a
off.
fucking animal.
Woo!
Alfred Molina didn't do bad either. I liked Doctor Octopus's character in the film, but William Dafoe.
It's hard.
is
It's
a
hard. It's
goddamn animal.
hard. It's hard. It's hard to like act against, and that's no shade to
Alfred Molina.
Yeah,
no,
that's no shade to
I
him.
get you.
But it's like hard to act up against like them dudes. You feel me? Like
Yeah. I felt like
like
Jamie Foxx's character
Jamie
was
Foxx
wasted potential. Like he could have really done an awesome
more, right?
Electro with like he
I
had
feel
the
like it would have been
attitude
too much
for
of
it.
the. I feel like it would have been too much of the movie because
It
they
would have
did the
been
same thing. They did the same thing with the Sandman. That's why they introduced both of them at the same time to get them over with.
See,
to get
in
them
my
out of the way.
in my opinion, with Jamie, I think Jamie was Jamie. Like he was like Jamie is I was this ugly ass nigga in the previous movie. I don't know what the fuck happened to me, but I'm in this new universe. I have all my hair. I feel attractive, look good. I'm gonna I've been wanting this shit. I'm gonna keep this shit. I've been at that nigga. Like I love that about like how Jamie just killed the role because it wasn't like yes, he was acting like how a Jamie would act like Jamie Foxx, but he was acting like his character got a full blown makeover, and it's like, yo, it's my second chance at life. I'm about to take the world, like, and he did it without overshadowing everyone. Going back to Alfred Molina, I feel like Molina played his role. Like, Defoe is like Joker, and then it's like think about Joker with Batman. Joker, if he's in the room, he's the one you're going to be watching. He steals the show. Molina played his part. He didn't try too hard to overshadow.
He assisted very well.
He assisted where he was meant to
Yeah.
assist. He their chemistry worked out very well. They communicated where they needed to communicate. It was like he fed off of his energy, and they were able to probably like present it to a dream. So I loved that. Just the fact that like all the villains, they never tried to one up each other. Lizard was, I just wanted to turn everybody into fucking lizards and evolve the human race. He knew when to say his little not. I like how they, from what it seemed like, we got about. Granted, you got to think about Toby's line. We got 3 villains from Toby, but you don't really consider Sandman to be like a villain. He's like
he's an anti-hero.
In the sense of hero. He's like an anti-hero. So like I love that. But just having the character dynamics is like what I loved is just having you get 2 villains from Toby universe, 2 villains from Garfield's universe, and then did we even because we had Goblin, we had Doc Ock, we had Sandman,
none of them. He don't have no enemies like that yet.
There was no villain.
Just Vulture.
There was.
Bro, I feel like they wasted Charger in the first movie. I cannot lie.
Shocker,
he's like a major Shocker. Sorry, Charger. You're right, Shocker. I feel like he's a villain he's a foe of Spider-Man, and I feel like his character in the first movie was wasted.
But keep it G. I think they did if assuming they had the foresight for what they have right now, I think it was perfectly placed because think about it like this. Right? At this point, we have Goblins done. They're not going to do Goblin again. They're not going to do Doc Ock. They're not going to do Electro. They're not.
They finished it. Yeah, they finished.
First of all, what I want to say is they just with this movie they just said that all of those Spider-Man movies are in the Marvel universe technically. So
because
I thought that
multiverse ties them in.
Yes,
it's multiverse. Yeah,
I think that's cool. Like that's fire.
I think the thing about the movie is that it's
next mission
bigger than itself.
Fix up that X-Men problem.
No, they don't see. Here's the thing though. Then don't fix the. They not even
Sony
fix
stuff.
Spider-Man movies. Just gave
they
us.
Fixed the Sony stuff.
They closed the doors. It wasn't even fixing. They just closed the doors.
They wrapped up storylines, and they wrapped it up well.
Yeah. We don't need, but what I'm trying to say is I don't want it to become a thing where MCU is responsible for fixing everything in
but some things need to be fixed. That shit needs to be fixed, bro.
Because that's just a waste of
time.
Bro,
the X-Men movies were terrible. Let's not do this.
Listen, again, but
besides X1, 2, and 3, futures past, days pass fast. That shit was a complete
and I get it.
Passed fast.
But
we're not gonna do this.
MCU is not responsible for fixing it. That's why we have the multiverse. What is the point of the multiverse? To tell you, just because this happened does not mean it happens in our universe. We just explained to you there are multiple universes. So all the bullshit that happened in those movies, that's just another universe that we don't need to fix. It was the same concept with What If. Everything was its own universe. The Spider-Man movies worked out
but the
well
What If shit is tied in, bro. All the shows, the TV shows, we know the TV shows are now tied in too because Daredevil has appeared on. He was in the movie too.
Well,
what they're doing is that they're just taking those same actors and having them fulfill those characters' roles.
Jonah Jameson, perfect example. Jonah Jameson is the same person in this universe, in the MCU universe, and the same in the universe is
and the Sam Raimi universe.
So even though we have Daredevil here, and then we have Daredevil in this universe, he's the Daredevil of the MCU. The Netflix universe is still
it's its own thing.
Universe.
Yeah.
It's its own thing. It's we're taking the character. They literally
And
look.
we're gonna make our own.
People.
Mm-hmm.
We're just gonna make our own thing. What happens now is, if we try to sit here and fix everything that happened in all of the old Marvel shows and all the Marvel movies, we're just taking our time. So now we gotta go and tie up.
I didn't say we have to fix. I didn't say we have to fix everything. I'm saying there are certain.
But you wanted
things,
to fix X-Men.
Yes, bro, because the X-Men movies after the first three were ass.
And that's
Fantastic Four is another one that they've just or
they
if they're not going to fix it, then
they would just. All we need is a brand new MCU
right,
Fantastic Four movie,
I'm gonna say
and we forget about them.
Yeah,
just forget that happened. Just leave them in its own universe. The only reason that Spideys were in this,
so
universe,
you don't want an X-Men, you don't want a Marvel X-Men movie.
I want an MCU X-Men movie that is its own.
That has nothing to do with any of the other movies.
That has nothing to do with them, because now we're trying to
create the X-Men again.
Yes,
so you want them to start from scratch.
Yes. Spider-Man did it perfectly fine, and that was because what John was just that.
But they didn't.
Yes,
they didn't.
They did. They just showed you how it works now.
They show,
that's it. They just showed you this is how it all makes sense.
This is why I personally love Tom.
But your whole point
Spider-Man.
was that hold on, stop, Shawny, stop. His whole point was that they didn't, because them not showing us how he actually became Spider-Man. They just boom, we already know he's Spider-Man because he came in Civil War.
But now they're gonna do that. They have the freshman class animated series that's gonna be about him.
They're restarting the shit. So my thing was, I love the way that Spider-Man in the MCU was introduced, because my nigga, not for nothing, we had Spider-Man, Spider-Man 2, we had Spider-Man 3, we had Amazing Spider-Man 1, we had Amazing Spider-Man 2. At this point, if you don't know the fucking story, you don't need to sit here and spend 20 30 minutes explaining to you.
That's what I was telling John. That's what I was telling John. We get that.
And
my thing, all I'm saying is, well, let me just say this, right? Let me just say this about the movie. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I personally think it is the best Spider-Man movie that has come out. Argue with your mama if you want. You can't argue with me. No other Spider-Man movie had this much action. I think the reason why I really don't like Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man is because I was watching it over the weekend, and some of his emotional scenes he does not sell. Like, he has the same face when he cries,
he's
when
very
he laughs, when he's thinking about something. So it's like Garfield, that nigga had emotion. Tom Holland, he showed emotion in this movie for sure. He did it. So I personally think also, Goblin is probably one of my favorite villains opposed to the Spider-Man. So bringing him back for this movie, and the fact that I heard that Willem Dafoe said with his own mouth that I will not do this shit if I cannot participate in the action scenes. And that was tough. And that's what I'm saying. When niggas is acting, bro, it's a different ball game. Fuck all that live action bullshit anime shit that they giving us, bro. This is the type of shit that we want. Niggas is trying to kill superhero movies and say they're not real movies. Well, listen to me, bro. What is your favorite movie? I bet you any one of your favorite movies, they're just like a superhero movie. Have a plot and everything, bro. So shut up. That live action anime shit needs to stop. But this shit, the superhero movies, keep it going, bro. Because them shits is good. For the most part. Some of them be ass. Some of them be ass. Some of them be ass. But for the most part, you got to keep it going, bro. Fuck what they say.
If we're being honest, bro, like, not for nothing, and that's a conversation for another day, but an anime live action is literally the same shit as an MCU live action. They all come from a comic. They had an animated show at some point.
It's not the same thing, but it's the same thing.
They're similar.
They're similar.
Yeah, they're similar.
Yeah, it's just obviously comic.
The issue is
comics just have a longer history.
The issue is that nobody wants to pour that much money. Well, yeah, there's that. But if you had a budget that high for something, like if you had a Disney-sized budget for something,
do an anime movie,
you could do an anime movie, and it would be good because you would probably spend the money to hire people that know the source material and are going to work with, you know, the visual effects and all that stuff, and are going to make it believable and worthwhile. I mean, we've seen examples of
Spider-Man
all
was
types
how
of
much?
superpowers.
$100 million?
I didn't look at the budget for Spider-Man, but I mean, if you
on the budget.
I don't be knowing the budget.
I mean, fam, it's fun Disney. That shit is
Disney.
infinite.
Well, it's Sony for the Spider-Man films.
Well,
Sony makes
have
those.
Disney. That's their baby. They dumped money into it. And the thing is,
it's crazy. I heard that one of the producers on there threw a bagel at Kevin Feige when he said that Marvel should just do or sandwich or some shit like that.
The president of Sony threw a sandwich in Kevin Feige's face.
Yes, a sandwich.
You should just make a Spider-Man MCU movie, and she threw a sandwich in his face. It was like, fuck out of here.
Fuck out of here, bro. Look at it now. Thank God. Bro.
Thank God for you, Kevin.
Thank God he didn't take that sandwich personally, bro. Because I would have been pissed. I was like, yeah, I bet.
Every interview you ever see them do together, just look at his face. You can see in the back of his mind, this bitch threw a sandwich in my face.
This bitch threw a sandwich in my face, bro. But Spider-Man was $200 million. $200 million.
You know, like if you gave
$200 million the first day.
million to somebody producing anime live action content, you would get a really, really good piece of art. I mean, MCU's shown us so many different superpowers and people that transform. We saw the Lizard, and we saw, Sandman, and that worked in these movies. You know what I'm saying? So like, we saw Electro, like hovering, floating, shooting electricity out of his hands. Like there's no reason why we couldn't get the equivalent of like Eneru doing his lightning, in One Piece if they animated it like the way they did Jamie Foxx. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just electrical guys that I've seen recently. So
they could have. Who would play a good Eneru too?
Who's that?
Eminem.
Blonde hair, blue eyed Eminem. Oh my god.
Eminem would be a good.
Let's focus, bro. Especially over there. Focus on Spider-Man.
So I liked it. I loved the interactions between all three Peter Parkers. I felt like whoever was working on that dialogue did really well. They genuinely felt like those characters were talking to each other for the first time. Which I didn't think they were going to do that much. Like I assumed that.
Yeah, I didn't think that they were going to talk for like have that much dialogue between each other.
Yeah, they had so much of it.
I appreciated it because,
how could you not?
This is a point that I had. Sometimes some of these movies have a problem with like character development,
or even just like character screen time. You don't get that much time.
I think that's what it is. That's what it is. It's the use of the character on the screen. Because sometimes a character could be on the screen, but not saying a damn thing. Or just be there for just back
for the scene, for the setup,
for the scene when they could actually be contributing to what's going on. And I feel like sometimes certain movies have issues with that. But this shit right there, the way they had them talking to each other, the whole, I was wondering too, like before the movie came out, I was really wondering if they were going to talk about the web shooters because, as we all know, fucking Tobey Maguire is the only nigga that
has organic web shooting in his wrist. Body.
That nigga saw them niggas making that shit. He was like, what is that? He was like, oh, that's how I make my webs. He was like, oh.
I just do this shit. And it was like, that's strange. It's like.
That nigga, bro.
I just feel like Spider-Man was just perfect because he was like, wait, does it just come out of your hand? Does it come out like other places too? Like, that's just it's like, that's why I love Holland Spider-Man because I feel like, when you think about Spider-Man, you think about the quips and whatnot and the shit talking.
Yes,
right? The funny shit. Yeah, and he's supposed to be funny.
If you know, and if you like, he genuinely just he's not just some cocky ass nigga. He genuinely just be nervous, but quips just makes him calm in the situation. Holland is just asking. He's the Spider-Man that's asked those dumbass questions that we, the viewers, are thinking in our head, but we can't ask it. Doing it for us. I feel like
that's why I feel he's the best, bro.
I think Andrew.
I'm sorry.
Is if you're talking quips, Andrew's the best Spider-Man for that. Andrew's quips was hilarious
because he's cocky and he's quick.
Yes, he's cockier though. He's the cocky Spider-Man. That's different, but though. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying overall.
That's what I'm saying.
But his version of Spider-Man.
That's what I'm saying. You. Mm-hmm.
Well, I was only going to say that Andrew Garfield's version of Spider-Man is technically the most comic book accurate.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like, Holland is your overall package. Peter, Spidey combined, but Andrew's Spider-Man is the most accurate. If we're talking like whatnot and the shit talking, especially.
I never said anything about accuracy. I said his is the best. That's what I said. I never said anything. Obviously,
but you gotta explain. Accuracy. Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, he's the best all. I agree. I think Holland's the best all around Spider-Man. But for each person, I still think that Andrew Spider-Man is hands down, like, in terms of the quips, the personality of just a Spider-Man. He's the best. Not like how you have people who play Batman. So who do you? Batman?
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's another conversation we can have for another day. I want to know everybody's best. Who's the best Batman? But back to Spider-Man. So, I mean, John, what do you think about me saying this is the best Spider-Man movie?
I would agree with you because I think it's the most entertaining Spider-Man movie. I think the only other Spider-Man film for me that is really high up there on the list is Spider-Man 2. Just because that's just such a well put together Spider-Man experience. Mm-hmm. Like if you really, really enjoy Spider-Man and you watch Spider-Man 2, you're gonna feel like that was some Spider-Man ass shit I just watched. So you know
that Tobey Maguire, bro. That nigga be crying and just be.
But Spider-Man 2 is not the one where he's crying his ass off. That's Spider-Man 3. He has some moments, you know, where he's in his feels and you know. He's definitely like emotional, but his over emotionalness was 3.
Was when he was fighting
Doc Ock.
Spider-Man 2 is Doc Ock.
Doc Ock, right? Okay, mm-hmm. That might have been the best Spider-Man of the Tobey Maguire Spider-Mans for sure.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Yeah. The soundtrack to that shit was crazy too. Cannot lie.
Yeah. So I wouldn't argue with you. That if that was your statement, I wouldn't argue with you. It's a good film. I really did enjoy the movie. But at the same time, you know, my question still stands. Like, does John Watts get a pass for this whole trilogy just because he pulled the third one out of his ass and it worked? You know, like that's, you know, like it.
Why not?
Because he get a pass.
Not for nothing.
For me, he's 2 for 3. He's 2 for 3, bro.
Yeah.
He's 2 for 3.
Because this genuinely, you can't, obviously, based on trailers and whatnot, you could kind of put to what was going to happen in the movie. I'll tell you this, though. If any, whole killing Aunt May, that shit was bold. I did not see that coming in this movie.
I felt like somebody would die, but I didn't know who it was going to be.
I thought it was going to be Ned.
I think, but here's my thing, right? So you notice how you know, remember when Tobey and Garfield both said, like, yo, like, we've all lost somebody. So for Tobey, it was Uncle Ben. For Andrew, it was Gwen. But for Peter here, Iron Man was in the sense how we've been led up to this point. I always thought that Iron Man was his Uncle Ben,
and that he should have had some type of like character growth after that moment.
Well,
that was how
he had the growth. Don't do that. He had the growth.
Like this much
of growth. But that's
He
what
was
I'm
the same
saying,
person.
bro.
He was the same
But
person.
listen, son, stop. This is the same.
This
This is
goes.
all
Wait,
in the same.
wait.
Son, you
This
do
goes
this
back
every
to.
single time, Shawny. He
Hold
does this
on,
every single time
hold on.
with
I know, but
the
I
timeline,
can't
my
be mad at
nigga.
him. But I'm trying to say I know. But at the same time, what I'm trying to say is like I hear what I said though. We were led to believe that Iron Man was his
We weren't led
Uncle
to
Ben.
believe.
When you
Why were we led to believe? Did
nigga,
Let
Iron Man
Shawny
ever say
finish.
no?
listen,
Because
let
all
me
right,
finish.
go ahead.
Let me finish. It wasn't. It was Iron Man was not his Uncle Ben. It was Aunt May. The Aunt May in this universe was his Uncle Ben. Look at the growth that Peter got from it. He literally said, "Yo, I am willing to to save the world after all the shit that I've been through. I am willing to make everybody, not just the people, not just the Avengers, not just my friends and family, whatever's left. I will let
He got no
everybody
family
forget
left.
me to save the world." Huh?
He got no family left.
He had Happy.
My nigga, he got the event, he got Strange, he got his best friends. Not
Happy
by
he
blood, but
died?
he got family.
No, Happy didn't die.
Happy
Happy
didn't
showed
die.
up
I didn't
after.
skip him out.
Oh yeah,
They arrested him.
yeah. Shit. Oh yeah,
So
true.
So that's my whole thing. Like I feel like we all
So
thought Iron Man was the Ben, but it was Aunt May. He
I
was
think that
willing
was
to
just the trick.
kill Goblin. Nah, man. He willing to kill Goblin, bro. Like that was development. At that point, when Aunt May died and he made that decision in the end of the movie, Peter became the Spider-Man, like the true man at that point. Because then it's like the
they all
world
go
is
through
bigger
that
than you.
rage. They all go through that
age.
vengeful period. Yeah.
The only difference in this one was that you had your Toby Spider-Man to stop Tom from getting to that point where he becomes the vengeful Spider-Man. He's like, no, you're better than this. So that's why I feel like at this point, them doing that and resetting everything was, in my opinion, the perfect way to end this trilogy, because anything that happens now, Avengers, because we don't even at this point we don't even know if they believe that he teamed up with the Avengers at this point.
He might.
He might because I'm pretty
There are
fucking
people.
sure they set it
There
up.
are people. There, I'm gonna tell you right now, Shawny. Sorry to cut you off. Not really, but I'm gonna tell you though. There are people that are. There are people off. There are people off world that are still gonna know that he's Spider-Man when they come back, like Captain Marvel.
Oh yeah,
it was
I'm
everybody.
No, it's everybody on the world, in the world. Everybody in the world.
The way that it's said, it's like it's that everybody will forget Peter Parker. Period. Like anyone that, but anybody that knows
in
him,
the world, bro.
In the multiverse.
No, it's in the world, bro. It's in the world. It's not in the multiverse.
All right.
It's in the world.
When we rewatch the film, we'll go back to that moment, pay extra attention, and then we'll figure it out.
John might be right, but theoretically, if it was just the world and the people from outside the world they would not have stopped when the wish was made. So anybody literally in the multiverse, that's why they stopped coming through, because there's no Peter Parker in this universe. Granted, there is going to be a fucking loophole in the MCU, because they're not just gonna make it that everybody forgot Peter Parker. Somebody is gonna remember him as being the Peter Parker and whatnot. I'm fucking sure.
Maybe not.
There are niggas that are off world.
Maybe.
Guardians of the Galaxy are gonna remember Peter Parker. Nick, what's his name?
I think
Nick
Fury.
Nick Fury is gonna remember.
Fury will be
remember him.
To remember.
Captain
Well,
have a
Marvel
way
also,
of remembering.
If you don't remember, he's gonna
remember. Of course, he's gonna figure
it out
Fury.
regardless.
He's
Yeah,
Nick Fury.
exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Like, no matter how we look at it, in some way, shape, or form, it's still gonna be.
I'm just ecstatic about this movie, man. It's been a long time since I've been to the movie theater, saw a movie. Oh, this is another movie I saw this weekend, Venom. But it's a long time since I've been to the movie theater, seen a movie, and enjoyed it. And I enjoyed this one. I give it a 9 out of 10. It hit all marks. So are we going to talk about the scenes at the end?
If you want to.
I mean, we just
I don't
gotta talk
remember what
about the
happened, so
Venom
y'all might
scene.
have to refresh my memory. My
Long story short-
remember berries.
You remember berries?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the name of this episode.
Long
Member
short-
berries.
Yeah. To keep it long
It's
story
like, nah, it's
short,
gonna be Spider-Man.
they played off Venom 2's then the scene
Put it
where
in
he got
quotes.
teleported to the MCU, which we figured out was because of the spell gone wrong. That's why he was Venom, and Hardy was brought to the MCU anyway because of that wish. And then once they cleaned up everything, they got sent back. But now a tiny little piece of the symbiote got left behind in the MCU. And because of what we know from what Venom told Hardy about how the symbiote are like sentient and they share their knowledge base multiverse, that little piece of Venom, this is my thought, to find its way to find Spider-Man, especially because before they left, the last thing they said was, "Hey, maybe let's go find this Spider-Man guy." That piece of the suit is going to go after Spidey, and I think that they're going to set up an Agent Venom storyline within the MCU now. With that being the case,
But you think
'Cause
using
I feel like-
this universe's Flash Thompson? Because that kid is fucking stupid.
I'm thinking he's stupid, but I feel like they might do on those lines because there's no Harry. Oh, well, all right, this is gonna sound a little crazy.
Uh-huh.
I think Ned is gonna be a villain at some point in this next trilogy.
What?
Yeah, because of that Easter egg?
Yes. There was I don't think you realize Ned in the comics is Hobgoblin. It's the orange goblin that looked like Green Goblin. It's Ned.
Because that was
not that
wasn't
Ned
that
specifically.
wasn't Harry the Hobgoblin?
I thought Harry was.
Harry was green. He just took over the mantle of the Pops. Well, they were thinking of that. No, Hobgoblin was Ned. It was one of the Neds. He's a Ned. Because if you think about in the movie, they kept hinting at it. Even when Andrew, he was like, "Don't worry, Peter. I'm never gonna be a villain that's gonna try to kill you." And Andrew like tapped him on the shoulder, like, "Yeah, buddy, sure."
Oh no, but that was because Andrew told him.
That was because Toby told him that his best friend tried to kill him,
also killed him,
and then he died in his arms.
Yes. Okay.
So, and there's the reason why I believe
that's another trope.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And that's another reason why I believe that Ned in this.
I love Ned, man.
Something. I know,
he was my favorite character. He kind of carried the movie for me. I cannot lie. Tom did great, but Ned was fantastic.
I was always under the impression that Ned was a new character because it looked like his character was inspired by Genki, which is Miles Morales' best friend.
It's a combination of Ned and
yeah, that's
and
what Genki. I thought too.
Yeah, so I always thought he was just the MCU Genki.
Nah,
so
they're gonna turn him into a villain because think about how they kept like pushing that point because Ned got really stressed when he found out, and another reason why I believe it is because Ned now had no memory of being Peter's best friend, right? So who's to say that knowing Peter now, he's going to be more responsible to make it so Ned won't find out that he's Spider-Man. That could be an easy plot point where it's like, all right, Ned could find a way to have some hate Spider-Man or be really, really jealous. We don't even know that. Another thing is that we don't even know what relationship between Ned and MJ.
Yes, that's another thing I was going to say. That's another thing I was going to say. Yes, we don't know if they're dating.
We
or
don't
not,
know.
Like,
and think about her being obsessed over Spider-Man and Peter. Ned can easily get jealous.
Facts.
Because it was Ned and Peter first, and then MJ came into picture. But in this universe, but not in this universe, but in this,
now
everything got reset. Now they're already cool with
their friends
without Peter. Yeah. It's their friends, not Peter. So I have a feeling they can go the jealous route, and next thing you know, either we can get Ned, and Ned can end up being a Goblin, or he can be a villain. They've been really teasing that.
Okay, so go ahead, John.
Sorry, no, I was gonna say I just think that it's gonna be exciting to see fresh, actual Spider-Man adventures in the future. We don't know if they're gonna give us more of that because Tom.
Well, we know about the Kraken.
but Tom Holland's already said that he's not sure if he wants to keep doing this for a
What?
while.
Oh, he's doing the trilogy.
Bro, what are you
This will
talking
probably be
about?
his
That's
last trilogy.
literally they've
Listen to me,
spoken
Yeah, he
listen
did
to
say
me.
that.
and
He's been
just
saying a
mentioned
lot of stuff. Listen to me right now. Sony got that boy in a 360. He just want to rest. He want to take some time off, bro. That's what it is. Listen,
I'm
we
gonna
got
call
that
it right
boy
now. He's gonna
working.
leave after this next trilogy. He's gonna leave when 6 comes out. It's a wrap for him. And you know what they're gonna do when Holland exits at that point? Miles Morales is gonna come right on in.
Nigga, I gotta wait 3 more movies before Miles. They better bring Miles in the second trilogy in this next trilogy.
They'll probably
because we already know that Childish Gambino is the
Prowler.
Is the uncle. Yeah.
He's a Prowler, exactly. So here's the thing. Well, we got to think about how old Miles was.
Anti-hero, nigga.
Well, Miles was young when the first, and I think it was Homecoming, right? Because that's where Gambino was in, right? So Miles was young, and then a lot of people forget is that the blip happened. So 5 years passed. So technically speaking, Spidey was blipped, which means Miles aged 5 more years. Give Spidey because Spider-Man's going to be in college now, so we don't know how much time is going to pass between this movie and Spider-Man 4. Miles might be old enough to start popping in, like dropping hints. Even Jamie made the hint. He was like, "Yo," like when he's describing Andrew, he was like, "Yo, I thought you was black." He was like, "There's got to be a black Spider-Man.
There's got to be a black Spider-Man out there
They're
somewhere."
hinting, bro. Miles is gonna come in and fuck shit up. And honestly,
I hope so.
I'd rather they do it when Holland is gonna exit, because when Miles is in, I want him to be the only Spider-Man in the universe. In the
my
MCU.
vote, I got a vote for Miles Morales. Hold on, keep talking.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
it's because they're already doing the new versions of all those heroes, right? Like we got the new Captain America. Now we're gonna have a new Hawkeye after this Hawkeye series is done. Who else are they setting up? Young Avengers wise.
Kamala Khan.
Kamala Khan,
Miss
which
Marvel.
we haven't seen yet. Yeah.
So then we got
She-Hulk.
Oh, he really does look like he could be one.
He's my pick, bro, from Miles Morales.
Where is he from exactly? Like what shows or movies has he worked?
Blackish.
I haven't seen him.
He's from Blackish.
Okay, I never watched that show.
He was a young actor on there. He's older now.
That was that show with Anthony Anderson, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No,
he's my pick. He is my pick.
Now, how old is he right now?
Let's look up.
Because he's gonna have to look at least 13, 14.
He was born in 2004.
So
he's 16 right now.
See, the problem is by the time all these movies come out and Miles come into play, we're looking at a good 4 years. He's gonna look 20. It might be hard to
sell. He's black.
He might be too
he's
old.
Black.
I know black is crack, but my nigga.
Excuse me for 2
hard.
seconds, gentlemen. Keep talking. I'll be right back.
No problem, man. You didn't have to say nothing. You could just step away. Bitch ass nigga.
It might be hard. Because the thing about it is that, like, Miles, it's not. So here's the thing. We look at all the different iterations that we have of Miles. That look gives me, it definitely gives me a Miles look. But because he's black and Puerto Rican, you can go with pretty much anybody that fits the skin tone. Don't even have to really be that either. It could be dark. I'm
just saying he's my pick. That's all I wanted to say. I just wanted to put that out there.
If he was in it now, but.
Bro, he can be in it. I don't know what you're talking about, bro. He could be in it.
I don't know if you can sell him. Does he got to look half his age?
Son, what are you talking about? Do you know how old Tom Holland is? He's not 16,
I know,
bro.
I'm thinking about the amount of. How many years do you think before we get Spider-Man 5?
Probably 2005 or 2025. Sorry.
Yeah, with all the Marvel movies and the setup and the phases, I'm thinking we looking at a good 5-6 years.
Bro, he's gonna 2025. So if it's 2025,
that's 3 years from now,
probably start filming. But son, they're gonna start filming 2001, 2023. Maybe they start filming that shit. 2022 next year.
Next year, 23. I mean, it depends, but they got
End of
a
next year,
lot of
early
content coming out.
the next year.
And
Come on, son. 2 years to film
let me
that
also
shit. It comes
yeah.
out in 2025. Boom. Miles
Let me
Morales.
also say
Miles Brown.
this: Miles and Kamala are pretty close, so it's too far fetched to think that we may not get some hints of him within the Kamala Khan show. Because
Oh yeah, I forgot that's
the
coming
thing
out.
is, yeah, there's a lot of the setup and whatnot. Looking at how it might pan out, we're looking at the Young Avengers. We know we're gonna get Miss Marvel. We're gonna get Billy and the heck is the other? Was his twin brother name? Wanda's kids, Wanda and Vision's kids.
Oh yeah, her
Wiccan-
kids are technically a part of that.
Her
Sorry
kids,
guys,
they're gonna be
the
there.
seltzer and water did me dirty.
Yeah. Also, we also have
wait, hold on. I
what
thought
the
her
fuck is her
kids.
name?
I thought her kids disappeared.
Yeah, and she
They're
started going
from-
through the dark hold at the end, like
Yeah.
basically
She's gonna
going
find a
into
way to
different
bring them to life.
dimensions. She's trying to
Yeah.
find them in other realities that she
okay.
did have them. Yeah,
She's gonna bring them to life. They're gonna come. They're gonna
because
be real
if she was
kids.
able to get them, that means that they actually existed at one point somewhere else.
Well, remember, Wanda created a reality, so whatever came in. Because think about it like this: if everything that Wanda did was negated, then what's her name?
Agatha.
Oh my god, I forgot her name. The chick from not Agatha, the black chick from her daughter.
Oh,
Rambo.
Monica.
Is it
Monica
Maria?
Rambo.
Monica,
Oof.
right?
Monica
Rambo.
Mhm.
If everything that Wanda did was Monica would have abilities already, and they're already setting her up to be
In the
I forgot what her
Marvels.
name is. She does become Captain Marvel at a certain point.
The
Well, it's
Marvels.
because
she still had.
What's her name?
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say like the only difference between those two examples is that it was the territory that Wanda had set up had physically altered Monica, who was already something that existed that became altered by the magic, and when she basically brought down her territory, whatever she created within her territory disappeared with it, her kids and Vision included. So it's they don't necessarily exist at this moment, but we don't know where from the multiverse she would be pulling them from, if they did exist or if it would be from that one point in time.
We also don't know that. Remember, there are some Doctor Strange villains who can make things into reality.
True.
And then you have Wanda and her ability. Wanda is also strong. We don't know the full extent of her abilities. She can create. If she was able to create fear, there's nothing to believe that they'll probably play off.
How did you guys?
Love as a
How did
mother.
you guys like the Doctor Stone?
True.
The Doctor Stone, Doctor
Strange trailer.
I think it was retarded to put that in the Spider-Man movie. Sorry. I think
Why?
It was stupid. Why?
He's the main MCU supporting
This is the whole
character.
point. Yeah, this is the whole point. This is his time right now.
Okay, but guess what?
They just set it up for him. They set up all the shit that has been going on for this movie.
Let me ask you this. Why would you put the trailer for the next
pushed it back.
Doctor Strange movie at the end of the Spider-Man movie if you're going to put it out in public to promote it? You know what's a week from today, they're going to drop that same trailer. That was a waste of a slot that could have set something up in the MCU.
Maybe they don't have that much to show
anything,
us.
Bro. They don't got nothing.
Nigga, we have the Doctor Strange. Oh, they could have easily made it where, all right, I'm gonna meet it with Wanda. We have the Doctor Strange shit. We have shit with the Eternals. We have the shit that was with Shang-Chi. We have the shit that's happening in the Disney Plus shows. There's multiple.
But maybe they don't have anything. I mean, they did say that Shang-Chi 2 is coming out. They did say that they're working on that right now. But maybe they don't have anything to give out. That's what John's saying. I
no concrete story plot to chase.
Look how long my nigga. You gonna tell me that the biggest?
Oh, then you're shitting on them. You're not shitting. Your fight is not with me. Direct this to Disney.
I'm not saying it
because they're the niggas that don't have it, not me. I don't have no game in this. Huh?
I know what I'm saying to y'all is
you
gonna tell me that Disney, that's been this movie. Let's just to be clear. Endgame made the most money on opening weekend. Spider-Man beat Infinity War by $3 million. And they were prepping for this. And
And
you're
this
gonna
is
tell me
COVID.
that they
And
did
this
not
is
have anything
COVID.
ready?
And this is COVID. And this is COVID.
And yeah, they made that money in COVID numbers. So if COVID wasn't even in the picture,
Bro,
they
imagine
probably would have
COVID
beat
wasn't here.
Endgame.
Yeah, for sure.
I get maybe yes, sure they probably had nothing, but I'm like, fam, we didn't. That was just a waste of slot.
What day did you guys see
Y'all
it?
gonna drop that shit. I watched it Thursday.
I watched it Saturday. I couldn't go until the
I
weekend.
watched it Thursday as well.
Yeah, I was tight because I'm like, bro, like I'm looking at it like, all right, like y'all really gonna drop the whole trailer at the end of this movie, and you just gonna drop it a week from now after you've given people a week to watch it? That was a waste. The Venom shit was dope,
Bro, they
but I was
had
like,
nothing.
damn,
They had nothing.
it
That's
killing
the
me,
issue.
man.
You
Yeah, I was working because Thor's coming out. They could have teased Thor. I mean, it probably wouldn't have made no damn sense. But
wait, when is Thor coming out? Thor's not coming out before the
Love and Thunder.
Strange.
Oh, after.
No, it's after.
Love and Thunder's coming out soon. After.
They probably don't even, bro. They've pushed back all those movies. You realize that, right? They're
It's
still in the
coming out
editing
this year, my
process of
nigga.
them shits.
Yeah,
We're probably
I
gonna get.
genuinely
We're probably
don't
gonna
think
get
they're
a
done with
trailer.
a
We're
lot
probably
of
gonna
that.
get a trailer in like the second week of January for Thor: Love and
That
Thunder.
being
Maybe
being
way
said,
later
my
than
nigga,
that. That sounds too soon.
that being
That
said,
sounds way too soon.
it was a waste. It was a waste. We were gonna see
I didn't
this
think it was
shit
that bad.
in life.
I didn't think it was that bad either.
I think it was a waste because it was just like, why give us this at the end of this movie? A whole fucking trailer that you're
Because
gonna
what-
just drop a week from now. You know what's
Because
gonna
what
happen?
they gotta-
You
what's that?
remember what happened at the end of my bad.
No, go.
Was it well, it was Endgame. Remember when Endgame finished and they waited a week, and what did they do the week after? They dropped the trailer for Far From Home right after that because the spoilers was already addressed and whatnot. They're gonna do the same thing. They're gonna give everybody a week to give the spoilers, and then they're gonna give us the same fucking trailer they get in the movie. They should have had something ready.
My thing is, I believe that they did the extra marketing push at the end of the movie because they already guaranteed that they had millions of tickets sold for this movie and people were going to wait to see the scenes. So they said this is an opportunity to push a less popular character, right? Doctor Strange is not as popular as Spiderman is worldwide. So they say this is our opportunity to push the sequel because this is Doctor Strange's second movie. And that's it. Second movie like ever. And they really want to drive that hype because that's the next one. That's the next MCU film. And during
second
COVID,
movie, bro, niggas don't even get movies, bro. Niggas getting TV series. Come on.
There's
in
that.
the grand,
but it's. I was only gonna add. I'm sorry, Shawny. I was only gonna add that during COVID, especially because they're pushing back these movies like Juice just brought up. This is their way of trying to generate hype for the next MCU project. So as opposed to giving us more Easter eggs for future films, which always works, it's great marketing. It's worked for 11 years. I guess for this one, they really, really, really want to sell Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness because they want people to continue going to the movies to see these films, which I think most people will. But that's just my thought.
And it's fine. I just feel like y'all didn't have to give us the fucking trailer. I would have appreciated you just giving you. So you remember how it started out, where it was like, "Yo, like the after effects of what I did in this movie is fucking it up." They should have cut it and left it like that, and that would have given me more have to be like, "Oh shit, what's happening?" And then we get the trailer drop later live and really appreciate the shit. It just felt awkward to me because it's never been. Come on, how many of these movies we've seen? It has never been that long, let alone has been a whole fucking trailer.
I was under the impression there was one other trailer that came out. There was a trailer for an Avengers film at the end of some movie, and I don't remember which one it was. But at the end of whichever film, they gave us like a teaser trailer for the next Avengers movie that was supposed to be coming out. I don't know exactly which film it was,
I
and I don't
can't.
remember which Avengers film it
Yeah.
was, but I'm 100% sure that they did a teaser trailer for the next Avengers film at the end of
And it was like
some
that.
MCU movie. It wasn't as long. This was a 3-minute trailer.
Okay.
It wasn't a 3-minute
This
trailer,
was a
but
trailer.
it was a teaser trailer. So this is definitely the first full length trailer that they put at the end of an MCU movie. But I think it's because they're trying to get ahead of the COVID bullshit that comes with marketing movies.
They're trying to push this movie, bro.
They want to push the shit out of it.
Bro.
All their
this
focus
movie
is going to be on Strange.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Everything, this whole shit that happened in Far From Home or No Way Home or whatever, No Way Home is leading up to this. Fucking WandaVision, leading up to this. Falcon, leading up to this. The Hawkeye, leading up to everything. Loki, everything that they have been doing is leading up to this movie. So yes, at the biggest movie that I know I'm selling for this year, alone in the box office, I'm gonna put the movie that I want, that I'm trying to set up storylines for in the MCU, so people can watch it. Because if niggas don't go out to see that shit, they can't justify making more movies, bro.
Which fine.
I mean, they can, but like, this is like,
they should have just cut it down. They should have cut it down to just a quick scene.
You wanted more of a tease.
Yeah, because
Shawny just wanted the tip. That's all it was.
Yeah,
like
I would. Yeah, I think. Yeah, think about it, bro. Yeah,
he wanted.
Think about it, bro.
Oh my god, he just wanted the tip. That's crazy.
If you wanted to generate the hype, right? You would have teased everybody. Then you would have talking. It would have been the perfect marketing. So here's another point to say to you, right? Because of COVID, not a lot of people are going to the movie theaters, correct? Some people would choose not to go. Yeah. So if you go and you drop this teaser, you create the hype, talk about it. You're hyping it up because something's gonna happen, and then boom, everybody, when this new trailer drops a week from now, everybody's buzzing to go see what the hype is. Now nobody's really gonna be hyped to go after because they already seen it in the theater.
Well, I mean,
I know part of that should.
Well, I was just gonna say, like, the only reason why I think that doing the full length trailer wasn't a terrible idea, as opposed to doing the teaser trailer, is because I look at how my wife reacts to the media that we consume, because she's more of a casual viewer than anything else. So I like to see how the casual viewer experiences things. And after seeing the trailer at the end of the thing, her response is immediately like, "Wow, I want to go see Doctor Strange." So, I think it did its job hyping the casual viewer for the next MCU film that, yes, us as diehards are going to go watch because we enjoy the MCU as a whole and just superheroes. So we're going to see it. But for the people that may not really care too much about Doctor Strange, because they don't know a lot about him, they saw him in Infinity War and Endgame and just kind of was like, all right, bet.
And may have saw the movie.
May have saw Doctor Strange. They want people to see this Spider-Man film and say, oh, look, you saw Doctor Strange in this film. Doctor Strange is going to have one of the wildest, craziest, darkest adventures we've ever done in the MCU. Here's this 3-minute look at that crazy fucking movie. And then you tell me if you're going to come watch it or not. I felt like that was their approach by showing that whole trailer. It may have been a good thing. It may have been a bad thing. The only way that we'll know for sure is we see how Doctor Strange performs and we see the hype that newer trailers generate as they start hitting the internet.
All I'm saying, and I'll end it with this. All I'm saying is we better, when the trailer drops to the public, it better not be the same fucking trailer. The shit better be different.
Yo,
better have something.
It's gonna be the same trailer.
Doctor Strange made over $600 million, almost $700 million in the box office.
Mm-hmm.
Not bad. Not bad.
No way Home is at 500 on this fourth day.
If we're gonna, to be fair, we're talking about a movie that did the same in a weekend that the movie that then Endgame Infinity War, which included multiple Marvel characters. So Yeah, obviously. I feel
Yeah,
like
but this had
that
multiple Marvel characters as well. They were just all
not
in the
if you,
Spider-Man.
all right, that's
They were
gonna
all
leave it
just
till next week.
Spider-Man characters.
You're gonna if anybody tries to
It had
compare
Willem
this
Dafoe, my
movie
nigga.
to say
Stop.
and
It had Willem Dafoe, Tobey Maguire, Andrew
my
Garfield.
nigga, they're
Yes, my
not
nigga.
even canon MCU characters.
Now they
Stop the
are.
noise.
They are now because they were in the MCU. What are you talking about? You can't be on the movie and tell me that they're not canon. Stop it.
He
They
means
are
Stop it.
canon to their
they're not a part of the
universes. They're not a part of
MCU's
this universe. If they were
Yes, they
canon, they
are.
canon and stuck to this universe. They're not part of the MCU universe. They're
Yes,
from
they
their own
are,
universe. They
bro.
from
So
different
why were they in the
universes.
movie? Why were they in the movie?
Because did you not watch the movie?
I did.
They okay. So where the fuck did they come from?
Nigga, they come from wherever they was at. They was chilling.
In their universe.
in their universes.
And-
yeah.
All right.
And then what happened when they fixed the spell? They went back to the universes.
Okay, so what? That doesn't
The
mean so
only-
because they went, but we know that the multiverse exists. That's why fucking Doctor Strange is fucking with the multiverse in 2022. What are we like? What is going on? What is going on?
The only
going
thing that is canon is that
No.
the multiverse.
What is going
exists,
on,
that
Shawny?
everything. The only thing that is canon at this point is that the multiverse
my
exists,
God.
and this gives them an excuse to pull different pieces.
So now,
of
if the
different
next Spider-Man
universes or
movie has
repurpose their
villains,
roles.
we had the heroes and villains from old Spider-Man movies come into the MCU universe and say, yo, we are here. We have seen other multiverse people in the shadows when fucking Doctor Strange was trying to close this shit while people were coming in.
We saw
We saw
Cat,
Rhino,
Scorpion,
we saw Scorpion. Who else did we see? So you
Black
telling
Cat.
me you telling me them niggas
Rhino.
is not real? You telling me the Rhino that was in the Sam Raimi universe is not real? That's what you're telling me?
I'm telling you that they're not canon.
And he's not gonna come to here?
To clarify, John, we're aware
Come
that
on,
the
son. What is this
MCU
nigga talking
universe
about,
is
bro?
616, right?
Is
Yes.
it 616?
No, it's not.
No,
It's not.
Well,
It's not.
Well, Mysterio was bullshitting.
It's not.
Well,
Yeah, because he
Long-
was bullshitting.
he was,
He was
bullshitting.
bullshitting. It's not.
Long story
616.
short, I'm saying that the characters are canon to their
Oh, my
universes,
God.
and specifically, the MCU universe is still its own universe.
He's saying that they don't belong to the MCU's
don't belong
universe,
to the
even though they were in the
MCU.
movie. They just don't
Yeah.
belong to our universe. So to our characters, they're not
Yeah,
a
but
part
they're
of
canon
the thing.
just because they do not
because they
belong to their
exist. We
universe.
know now that
They-
they do exist.
So
they
they're
are
canon to the
yes.
story. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I get what
Even though
Juice
they
is
do
saying.
not belong to the story, to the universe. Yes, because they have left the universe, but they're still a part of the story, bro. Just because people can be off world right now, Captain Marvel may not be in the same universe right now. We don't even know where the fuck she's at, but she's still canon to what's going on in the MCU. Correct? The Eternals, them
was
niggas, we
created-
didn't even know who they were until this movie. They weren't even known to be. Some of them were even off world at one point. But
yeah, and
they were still
all
canon to the
created.
story.
They are all canon within the MCU universe. They belong to the MCU universe. That's all I'm saying to you. All what this does for us is saying that okay, if we make an X-Men movie and we pull Hugh Jackman, now you know, and Hugh Jackman may not be Hugh Jackman is not going to be the X-Men universe that was under Fox. Hugh Jackman is just the Wolverine, the MC universe, and they
bought
just
20th
happen
Fox.
to. Huh?
They bought 20th Fox. I think Disney owns 20th Fox, I think, right?
Now
Yes,
they
but
do.
that's not what Shawny's saying. Shawny's just saying that
No, I understand
that they're
what
going to
you're saying.
use Hugh Jackman to be the MCU's
I don't think they should though, because
thing.
he's
Yeah, I
old.
don't think they should either. I think it should
He's
be a new
old.
actor.
Yeah, I think
I
they
mean,
should
they
just,
can push him as a. They could push him as an old man Logan. They can pull him in to train the next one. There's so much now that's up. for
like
grabs.
Logan being the leader of the X-Men. Ah,
They could do it. Everything's up for grabs at this point. Any character can be reused. Any character can
That's very
basically
true.
play a doppelganger
if-
from another universe.
yeah.
Mhm.
If Logan became the leader of, that would be
Mhm.
fire. That would be a fire storyline right there.
Because the thing about it now, that's why I was saying earlier.
But
that we don't need
is Deadpool is in the Marvel universe, right?
Marvel. He's in. The
He's
Marvel
going to be.
universe. He's going to be. He's the so here's the thing. Here's the thing they already said. Deadpool is going to be the only character that is
but Deadpool can jump
MCU.
worlds.
He can jump worlds. So for him, he would be the only person that we can say is legitimately canon to the MCU.
It's just
He's the only one they
Deadpool.
confirm. Everybody else is your Toby, your Andrews. We can pull them from their different universes. We can pull Venom and whatnot, and then we can have them appear in a movie, and it not be such a conflict of story interest and whatnot. It's just easy to pick and grab.
I just think it's cool. It's cool that they were able to bring these characters in, because now like that's why I was saying I wanted them to maybe not use the old storylines, but use like the old characters from X-Men. I think that would have been a better thing for me to say at that time, because bringing Tobey Maguire and all these niggas, they could bring the dude that played what's his name? Damien, I think his name is. The dude that he can like adapt to anything, but they killed him by putting a bomb in his stomach.
Oh, Darwin.
Darwin, thank
Darwin.
you. Not Damien, Darwin.
Yeah.
Darwin.
So
yes, him.
That's kind of like why I was saying that I would rather they just make the MCU have their own storyline of the X-Men, their own storyline of Fantastic Four, because then when you go and fix those universes up, you're reopening up a can of worms that's just going to confuse the viewers again, even though it should just make sense that it happened. It's basically saying like, yo, this is our universe. Happened in the Fox movies, whatever happened in the Sony movies were their own universes. You might see a character appear, but either A, they're going to be from that universe, or B, they're just the doppelganger within the universe. This also gives them an excuse to reuse the people, to reprise their roles, and not be as convoluted. I like what MCU does, where I like when MCU just goes, they take the characters and they flip their stories in a way that just makes sense to the universe. They don't try to carbon copy it, which is why you get a lot of comic enthusiasts that get pissed off because it's comic accurate. But I'm not gonna lie, if everything was like 120% comic accurate, it would be annoying, because then you already know what the fuck is gonna happen.
Yeah.
So like
that's the difference between like anime and comic books. I think that's cool.
Like anime has to be
the live action joint. If it's not source material, that shit is gonna look trash, bro. Because it's like, I don't know how another person would be able to tell the story like this anime story, if that makes sense. You understand what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
I feel like while we can understand different people's interpretations of comic book stories, seeing different people's interpretation of anime stories would be like very weird. If that makes sense.
I think it's only because we're so used to like comic book characters kind of belonging to the company and not to any one particular artist. You know, they hire different artists to come in and draw these comics, and then different people come in and write stories, and it's a whole bunch of people are working on these things. It's not just, you know, mangakas are different because it's their creation, it's their story, it's their artwork, and they're doing everything kind of single-handedly. So when you have a singular vision, you get a different story, as opposed to, okay, Juice is going to write the story, Shawny's going to draw it, and I'm going to animate it. You know, like it's different. Like it's a very different setup. So, you know, yeah, you're right. If you don't follow that one artist's vision, then the story is going to be a little convoluted. But if you're so used to these characters being handled by everyone, technically whatever story you want to tell would be acceptable, as long as it's good.
Yeah, as long as it's good. So yeah, I think that's the difference between those. But we've been chatting since
Chitty chat.
6 minutes. We've been talking about Marvel shit. So there's like mad other shit that happened. Jump Fest or Jump Fiesta, whatever it's called.
I think we should save the anime. There was a lot that happened.
Yeah, we could talk.
That might need to be its own episode.
Yeah, we could talk anime next time. I say if anything we'll do. You go, Shawny. I'm sorry.
No, you could. I was gonna ask. So, you know, I feel like we were so in on this. what do you think based on the end credit and how we see Spidey is kind of like, yo, I'm starting fresh on my own. I'm 100% Spider-Man now. Um, what do you think is going to be next? Like, do you have a vision of a villain you might want to see? Like, what do you think is going to be the future?
For
Well,
Spider-Man?
I was
Yeah,
gonna say, yeah.
for, like, the
Let's
next
get the knowns out of the way. We know that that Adrian Toome as the Vulture is gonna come back, right? Because they keep showing him. He's connected into the Morbius film. So if they decide to continue, we're gonna see Morbius. We're gonna see the Vulture, and now they're teasing that we're gonna see Venom. So Morbius and the Vulture could be in one film. They could be like the villain duo of that film. Venom might be its own thing, but there probably would be another villain because they may do a black suit Spider-Man.
that's going to happen. Yeah.
So there might be two villains for that film as well. We haven't gotten Kraven the Hunter. I think Kraven the Hunter.
Yes,
that's coming soon.
Would be great.
That's coming soon.
Yeah, I think Kraven would be good because we haven't seen that character's.
The dude who played, I think it was Quicksilver, is going to be Kraven the Hunter.
Oh,
wait,
okay.
Which Quicksilver? Quicksilver and
MCU Quicksilver.
MCU Quicksilver. Sorry.
So he's going to be Kraven in the Sony universe.
In the MCU,
they can't.
Yeah.
They're going to reuse Quicksilver, who died.
Well, he's not going to be Quicksilver anymore. He's going to be Kraven the Hunter.
Do you see how that shit doesn't sound like it makes sense?
Yeah, they're just using the same actor. Yeah, they're just using the same actor.
I can understand if they wanted to do it where they took the character and pulled him from a different universe, like they pulled the X-Men character from Fox and made him Kraven in Disney. That makes sense. But to reuse the same guy who died in the MCU and you make him Kraven the Hunter
I mean, Kraven the Hunter could potentially be from another universe that just so happens to look like Wanda's brother. Because he could have fell out of you remember the multiverse opened up, so he could have fell out.
The only shit that's gonna happen with that now is at that point you're gonna have to get Wanda involved in that one because you know what I'm trying to say? Like, it's gonna be one of those things that we look at and be like, yo, like, what the fuck? Like, this doesn't make any sense. And they're gonna have to play it off because remember, Spidey never met Quicksilver either.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it wouldn't matter to him.
It wouldn't matter to him.
We would just have to see, like, because we don't even know if those plans are still in motion. Because
they've already named the actor.
But they just confirmed that there was even a trilogy that has been decided on. We have no idea how deep into development they are.
Are you sure it's MCU? Because I know Sony was talking about making a Kraven Hunter movie. I think it's Sony that he.
Sony might be doing like a solo film, just kind of like Morbius and Venom.
Yeah, but those.
I think it would make more sense if Sony was doing it.
But you don't think those movies are going to be in the MCU?
It depends on how they're going to connect them.
Not the movies. So the movies aren't going to be in the realm of being an MCU movie, but the characters are going to be.
That's what I'm saying.
Swappable.
That's what I'm saying.
The characters are going to be hot swappable. You can pull them. But the thing that I'm looking at it also is that I feel like Sony's movies are making these villains to be more anti-hero than villain. So the Morbius, you can bring him into the Spidey universe, but you're not really. I feel like you won't get that same effect as him coming off as a villain to counteract with Spider-Man. Like I feel like we still. That's what I want with this new setup that we have, where Spidey's fresh new Spidey. I want them to give us fresh villains in the MCU that are not from Sony universe, that are not from Fox's universe, whatever. Like, I think we need to have MCU specific villains for Holland, because think about the last movie. We just got multiple villains from different universes, but yet we didn't get any villains from Holland's universe. Well, Keaton is pretty much
the Vulture, and then Matt Gargan is Scorpion, and we have a Matt Gargan in the MCU.
I believe Scorpion could. They can really flesh out and push him to the forefront. We know we're gonna get a Venom saga, so the Venom alone is gonna probably take up one whole movie, and we don't even know what route they might go with that. Because the Venom may not even just take over Peter. We could get some MCU people in there, and then we might just start having a Venom verse of
Venomized characters,
Venomized characters, which would be really fire. If you ever watched, I think it's Ultimate Spider-Man,
Yeah.
Disney. That one was really good, and how Venom was taking over multiple heroes. So we can pull a lot of people in there. I don't think. All I'm saying is I don't think we're gonna get your Eddie Brock's Venom in the MCU.
No,
I think we might get a Flash Thompson or like a close friend, and then Venom will end up with
Wait,
something.
but he said he's going to New York to see Peter. So what are you talking about?
They got pushed back. They got sent back to the universe. They can't anymore.
Yeah.
The symbiote.
Eddie Brock got basically snapped back to his universe.
He got snapped back to his universe when they fixed the spell.
Yeah. Anybody that was in the MCU that shouldn't have been there, they got sent back. He gets sent back, but he leaves a droplet of the symbiote on the counter when he disappears.
And if you remember when Spidey was interrupting Strange's thing, he said, "You interrupted my spell 6 times," and Spidey said, "No, I only did 5." And we only saw 5 villains make it through. Venom was the 6th, quote quote, villain.
Yeah. He just wasn't. He wasn't like in the fray.
Yeah,
he was hanging out in Mexico. Yeah. He was on vacation.
It was but that's what I'm saying. I think the Venom is gonna find Spidey, and we may not get a Eddie Brock of Venom in this universe. I think we're gonna get like
I'm
Venom
confused.
Flash Thompson.
I'm confused.
Ask your question. I already know what it is.
So all right. So then, if you know what it is, answer it, bro.
Well, you're asking, like, how the hell was he somewhere else?
Like, how was he in Mexico? Meaning that he's not in the MCU. I thought he was already in the MCU.
No,
that's why I'm confused.
No, so at the end of the second Venom movie, the post-credit scene is like that he basically gets transported to the MCU, and that's when Venom sees Tom Holland on the news as Spider-Man. So he knows, so they basically explain how that happened is the spell that brought anybody into the universe. So what Shawny brought up earlier about how Venom was telling him that the symbiotes share knowledge with each other across different universes and across space and time. There could be a version of Venom out there that does know that Peter Parker is Spider-Man, and this Venom got dragged into the MCU because that's the one that we have. So so when Eddie was saying in his head to Venom, like, yeah, we should go and meet the Spider-Man guy, then he phased back out, just like everybody else got phased back into their universe.
Oh, okay.
So he was gonna go meet Peter Parker, but couldn't because that was it. The story was done. They sent all the characters back home. But their Easter egg is the droplet of symbiote that was left behind. So now there's open story that we can visit with that. I think we're looking at in the future. I think we're looking at Venom again. I think we're looking at Morbius, Vulture, Scorpion. I think we're looking at Kraven the Hunter. Yeah, there's a whole lot of characters that we haven't explored yet that they could definitely use for this thing.
I can see that because if you notice the MC.
I was gonna say they could bring in the fucking Punisher at some point if they really want to.
I think that would be mad fire because not focused in New York. Don't forget
Daredevil.
I don't know if y'all watch Daredevil. I don't know if y'all watch Hawkeye and y'all caught up.
Oh yeah, the guy that plays Fisk. I'm not caught up, but the internet spoiled it for me.
Yeah,
I saw that as well.
Kingpin could be a very how you're talking about you want it to be more street
level. Who's playing Kingpin?
The guy from Daredevil.
Did him from Daredevil show.
Oh, word? That guy from Godfather in Harlem.
I think Kingpin, I think Kingpin would be a really good plot point for them to go, and this is how we can get the Daredevil team up.
The Kingpin would be a fire little storyline. I like that.
It would be
And it
fire
would keep
because
them
it's street level.
and it would do exactly what John wants. It'll keep them in New York.
In New
It'll
York,
it'll show
Spider-Man in
him
New York. Bro, he's got the original Spider-Man suit on at the
No,
end
he
of this
does.
movie, and it's fucking great. Just him by himself as Spider-Man in the streets of New York, doing what we see Peter Parker do as Spider-Man, and it's kind of just what I
I think it's
wanted
gonna be hard because the
see.
multiverse is open. So if we get another Spider-Man, it'll be one movie. If we get another trilogy, it'll be one of the three that he will be in New York.
Yeah, I think
Because-
I think they're gonna keep it there because now it's just more so of Tom wanted to be himself, and I think they've been hinting at that because also remember when the two other Spideys came, they was like, "Yo, have any guys worked on a team?" And they were both like, "No, we
Nope.
worked so." And Tom was like, "Okay, well, I've worked with the Avengers," and they were like, "Who the fuck is the Avengers?" So like, I think that was also the MCU way of telling you like, "Yo, we're about to get a Spider-Man where it's Peter being him and only him working by himself to do things." Because if you think about it, everything that
well,
Spidey
that's
has
how
done up to
Spider-Man
this point,
is. Yeah,
yes, but Tom's Spider-Man has
Tom
not.
Spider-Man's not like that. Yeah, he's always
Exactly,
had help.
and that's the thing. I think that's
And
what
that
they're
was
gonna
always
do with
my
the
gripe.
trilogy. They want to
No,
make
but that
him,
was
and
the
I think
point, my nigga.
I know.
I don't
but I
want
get-
baby
but I-
Spider-Man. I'm sorry.
Bro,
I
it's
also-
been
what I
a
want.
year. It's been a year.
Don't
Let
give a
him
fuck. Man
grow.
up. Iron Man died in front of you. Man up.
Oh my
Man up.
god, bro.
Man up, bro.
That
Sorry.
Iron Man shit was
You
sad.
punch
but
you
the
punched
Ant-Man-
Thanos in the face,
Ant-
bro. I'm sorry.
The Iron
I'm
Man
sorry.
shit was sad, but the Ant-Man shit was even sadder, bro. That shit
It was. I
sad,
get.
bro.
I give you that. I'm just saying. You went to outer space. You punched Thanos in his shit. You watched Iron Man die. Grow the fuck up, please, please.
He's grown
Just a
up.
little
He's
bit.
grown up.
Now he's grown up. he
Well,
had to lose. He had to
now-
lose the only
Spider-Man-
parent
this is
figure
the
he
one-
had in his
This
life.
is the one you want, bro. He's gonna be suffering. He's gonna be suffering.
Yes.
But-
Cry for me. God damn.
But before we end, because we've on like an hour and 30,
hour and a half.
Johnny
Hour
B,
and a half.
we wanted to push it to the end so you could just, tell us
Yeah,
where you are in One Piece.
It'll be quick because I know nobody wants to hear me ramble on and on about One Piece.
Oh no, I do.
You do? I am on episode 185. So I've already reached what I assume is the climax. It should be the climax, unless Oda has more surprises for me. But I'm at the point where Luffy and Eneru's fight has just started. And Eneru has realized that electricity obviously doesn't work on Luffy because he's rubber. And I kept
How did you
saying
feel
that
about
to
that?
myself. I kept saying that to myself the whole arc. I was just like, and this is something that I've noticed that Oda does, and this is the first trope that I've noticed that he does that like is not Toriyama-esque, but it follows a pattern where you notice that the crew always gets separated from one another, and everybody else gets their ass handed to them by whatever the threat is at the moment. And Luffy's always either lost somewhere, asleep somewhere, or preoccupied with something somewhere, and then arrives at the very end to say, "How dare you hurt my friends? I'm gonna fuck you up." And that happens again with this one. Luffy is just conveniently inside a fucking snake. You know what I'm saying? He's just in the snake. He can't go nowhere.
That should be annoying, though.
So-
I will tell you that.
Yeah, so
that
this-
should be annoying.
Things like that. Not saying that the story is bad because of it, but it's
No,
just
that
I've
should be
noticed that Oda will always go out
But
of
it's
his way.
supposed to be funny.
And sometimes it is. Sometimes it
It's-
is.
It's because, like, look, all right. So in the SBS section of One Piece, one of the One Piece books, they asked Oda, "Why does Luffy not fear anything?" Oda replied, "Because Luffy is an idiot."
Yeah.
Yep. Goku.
Yep.
so yeah, he is an idiot. But time skip Luffy, like where we are today, Luffy, way better. I prefer way much better because this Luffy, he's still the same Luffy, but he's like
He's more.
he's more mature.
Intelligent.
He's grown up a little bit.
He's
yeah,
grown
which-
up a little bit, yes.
Which
He
I
has
guess is
seen
what
some
I'm waiting
things.
for.
he's seen something. He hasn't seen nothing yet. That's why he
Yeah,
hasn't seen nothing yet.
he's still young and all this stuff, and I get it. I'm not saying that the story's bad for it. The story's
I
not
never
bad
said you
for it
said
at
it.
all.
I never said you said it.
No, I just want to
I'm
clear
just
the
saying.
air. I just want to clear
Yeah.
the air.
No
I'm
one's
not
saying
you
that you're
said
saying that.
that.
You're watching it. So 185. I believe you were at 170 the last time we spoke.
170 something. I couldn't tell you.
So you went. No, it was 170 because I have it on the
Is it
on the
okay?
site.
So I'm at 185.
Okay.
And the last thing that's happened
Oh,
in the
that's
fight.
because you were jet lagged. I remember.
Yeah, okay. You said that. I never said I was jet lagged. You telling everybody on the podcast that I said I was jet lagged.
Yo,
Definitely didn't happen. So I love the narrative that you've woven for me.
Jet lag
It's
Johnny.
awesome. I let y'all clown me on the last episode. It's okay.
Bro.
Here,
Come on.
look, just for you, because
we clown Dean every time he don't come here, bro.
look, because I know that you wanted to use it for the last episode. Here, for the rest of my One Piece review, we got Straw Hat. We got
Straw
the
Hat Johnny.
Straw Hat Johnny. Okay, I can't wear
Straw
my
Hat
headphones
Johnny.
and the hat at the same time. It doesn't work. But yeah, no, I'm gonna do the rest of it like this. I'm gonna do the rest of it just like this. There you
That's
go.
fine. Do all of them like that from now on.
No. so you know, like I definitely have noticed that Oda likes to go out of his way to get Luffy out of the way in order for the other characters to basically be the demonstration for how strong this new villain is or how dire their situation is. And everybody gets their ass handed to them and Luffy shows up and saves the day. So the entire time I was thinking about it, like, okay, cool. If this guy is lightning, Luffy's made of rubber. Kind of doesn't work. So how's that going to go? I just like the fact that Oda's been able to find interesting ways that even though Eneru can't strike him with lightning or physically harm him, he's found other ways to attack him. He's been burning him the entire time and, you know, trying to stab him with his trident. And then that scene where he grabbed some of the gold, melted it, and then kind of put it around Luffy's arm. So that way he just had this heavy piece of gold weighing him down. So it's creative. It's extremely creative. And I'm happy that I got the answer to my question, but then I was also given information I wasn't expecting.
What information? Like, wait, what was the answer to your question again?
Just how smart Eneru was as a fighter.
Ooh,
okay, he quickly realized, even though he's never seen anything rubber before, he's quickly realized
he doesn't even know what rubber is.
Doesn't even know what rubber is. Cool. I've noticed that my lightning doesn't work on him, and I can't physically punch him because that doesn't work either. So what else do I got? I got this, and this, and he just starts trying different things out, and you could see he's an intelligent fighter. One of the questions I have in the back of my mind is, okay, if Eneru was born in the sky, like they say he was born on a different island, not Angel Island, but that he was born on a different island in the sky, he doesn't have wings. So, you know, eventually am I going to get the explanation for why he doesn't have wings and everybody else has wings? No. I know you told me you were going to give me something of an explanation about
at the end of the arc,
you know, who the fuck gets wings and who doesn't. But I just noticed that. This is the detail that stood out to me. I said, this motherfucker ain't got no wings. Maybe he came from the blue sea, but then it was like,
I can tell you why. I can tell you why he doesn't have wings.
Is it going to ruin the end of the story for me? Because if it is, then don't say it.
No. He took them off.
Okay.
He took them off.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like I shouldn't have known that just yet.
I don't think they tell you that in the anime.
No? Okay. Well, if they don't,
I'd
be disappointed if they didn't tell me that. But yeah,
I don't think they tell you that. And if they do, I apologize for. Yeah, he took them off. He took them off himself. That's how he. That's it. That was in the manga.
I think he said something about it.
Because I thought I'm like remembering, did he say that? Because I remember there was a part where he was sitting with all the priests and he was like saying things to them and then he sent them away. Or I think he shocked a couple of them and I think he said something like that, but I wasn't too sure. But yeah, he clipped them shits off. Like he took them off himself.
Okay. So he was born
at the end of he was born with wings, yes. At the end of the arc, I will tell you like more about that because like I said, in the anime, they don't really delve really deep into this into this particular
Yeah.
uh,
No,
arc.
I get it. Into this version of the storytelling, they just
Yeah.
can't hit every single detail.
It's too much, bro. There's a lot that's going on, bro. As you
Yeah.
could already tell. There's so much with Jaya and fucking the eye, the gold, Enaru, fucking
Shandora and
Chandora, fucking
all this stuff. Yeah. So
the Skypeans, like it's a lot of shit going on.
So there's a lot of stuff going on. You know, they're trying to evacuate Angel Island, and
Yeah,
you know what I'm
because
saying.
Enaru
Like,
is threatening to like blow that shit up.
bring everybody the fuck down. Yeah, like
Yeah.
I see what's going on, and I see how the story's progressing. I definitely am still enjoying it, and you know, liking
really
some of the
good,
character development. Like I like Robin's character more and more as they give her more just like screen time and more like moments where she just gets to do her archaeologist thing. Maybe it's just because I'm a history nerd, but I don't know. I'm liking.
Or
I'm
it's
liking
because
her
you have a thing
character.
for anime boobs. I don't know.
She definitely meets that
I mean,
criteria.
she
Not
like
yet,
Nami
though.
too. If that was the case.
Yeah, no, he knows how I feel about both of them.
Yeah, but Nami not so much because Nami's like a gold digger, bro. She's terrible. She's terrible. But I'm glad you're enjoying it, bro. Again, you know, One Piece, one of the greatest animes, bro. There's nothing more that I could say that you haven't already said about where you are without spoiling things.
Yeah,
just
I'm
enjoy the
almost
ride.
there.
You're almost at the end of this arc, and once you get to the end, then we can start talking about stuff. I think the next arc that you're at, you're gonna be at like a filler arc. It's not really filler arc, but it's kind of a filler arc.
It feels fillery.
Yes, it's Marine Ford, which was a good arc. I liked that arc. And then I think you're gonna go to Long Ring, whatever, which was another filler arc.
Okay.
And then you're gonna go to the next story,
The next main story.
the next arc, which is what is it called? Water 7 and Impel
Okay.
Down. No, not Impel Down. Water 7 and Ennie's Lobby. Sorry, Ennie's Lobby. Great arcs.
Got you.
Great arcs.
I trust you. No, I trust
Great
you.
arcs. Crispin, those are Crispin's favorite arcs right there. Water 7.
He had mentioned it when he was talking about Water 7.
Water 7. But yeah, I mean, I think
we have to wrap it up.
I think that's it, man. Oh. I'm sorry that I'm doing this so late because he's probably not going to see this. I wanted to do this in the beginning, but John the other day told me that one of his customers had slid in the DMs and wanted to just like talk to us and shit. Or I think he's commented under a picture or something like that.
Maybe like a post that you did, like a story post.
Yeah, something like that. And it was about Bleach or something. And he had said, "Oh, I don't even remember what it was, bro, to be honest with you." And I said, "Nah, Bleach is ass or whatever." It's like,
oh,
listen, bro, listen. I wanted to apologize. Hold on, stop. Shawny, hold on, please. Let me just get my apology off. Let me apologize to this guy, and then you can say whatever you want to say about Bleach. I apologize. I don't remember your name. And I don't even remember the conversation that we had, to be honest with you. But I do apologize. It's not. I don't think that it is ass. Like when I mean it's ass, I mean it's like it's cool. Like it's nothing to write home about. It's just I'm very passionate in when I speak sometimes. So just don't take me too seriously. But I did want to apologize if I made you feel away. Yeah, Shawny, you can talk about whatever you wanted to say about your Bleach.
I will make the request now that I have next week off. So when Monday comes and we discuss the shit that happened at Jump Festa, I am coming for that ass. No, I don't got next day. I'm coming for that ass. I will not tolerate the Bleach slander.
Finally, I got somebody to help me out there.
I didn't see any of the. I didn't see the trailer though.
Oh, the trailer.
I have to watch it.
Yeah,
I saw.
Blood arc.
The only trailer that I saw was the Jujutsu Kaisen trailer. That's it.
Shit, beautiful. We're gonna
That was the
get
only
into
trailer
that
I
next
saw.
week. And Tokyo Revengers got announced yesterday.
Woo!
So next
Yo, when
week
you
we're gonna
sent
get
that, bro,
into it.
I started screaming, bro. I was so happy.
I
Thank
screamed
God.
too.
I'm so happy, man. I'm so happy. But
We're
Johnny
gonna take
B,
off the straw hat so I can put my headphones on.
Johnny
Straw
B.
hat time is over. Alrighty, guys. We're gonna go ahead and let you guys go for this episode. So if you are of the few that have made it all the way to the end of the podcast with us, thank you. We love and appreciate you very, very much. If you are listening to us on Anchor, you can and should donate money to our podcast. It will help us continue to provide future content for you guys. And if you want to follow us at any of our social media platforms, all of those links and handles are being set up here for you guys at the bottom of the screen and will be linked in the description and in the bios. How did you guys like today's episode? What were your thoughts about Spider-Man? Was it the best Spider-Man? Was it the best Spider-Man film you've ever seen? Was it trash? Which is your favorite Spider-Man, Toby, Andrew, or Tom Holland? Let us know down in the comments below. Yes, Mac, we know, we get it. I want to hear from the viewers. So let us know which one was your favorite. Maybe tell us some of your favorite parts in the film. And that's it. That's all the time we have for today. So we will catch you guys on the next episode. Peace.
There we go. End it like that, Playboy. All right. It's been real, people. Again, we got more shit coming for y'all in 2022. Y'all be safe and don't be sorry. Peace out. Shit!